Hey guys, how we doing? It's Saturday. I did some yard sailing today. Didn't find anything all that great, but I'll show you that in a couple of minutes. But I did get to do some more work on the bike, and that I'll show you right now. How's that? So that's kind of where it is. Ooh, does that look foggy? Why do you look so foggy? That's better. Okay. Got that top tube welded in like I talked about, and that's what's in place there. Pull the tank off. So that's my upper tube, and as you can see, that definitely stoutens up the frame quite a bit, gives some stability to the thing. And what I just do, I just kind of lay the piece of pipe up there, and with a marker I mark the top location and the bottom location where it would touch the furthest end. I did the same on the back, and then you got to kind of picture it in your mind that you're going to go wrapping it around the tube this way. So when you draw your marks on it, that's what you want to do, and that's what I did. And you get a pretty good fit. Afterwards, I hit it with a little bit of MAP gas and just kind of tapped it in a little bit, but worked out well. A little more of a gap on this one. That's what wire's for. So that's all tied together. I took the back section and I cut it down. It was back out here somewhere. Lopped it off. Took this section, squeezed it together, and the piece that I cut off, I moved forward and retacked into place. And then I took the shocks, and the shocks were located here, and I relocated them back to this point. And when I did that, I took washers. This is all just basically open closed steel back here. Welded a washer on it and then drilled the hole through to give it some more beef to connect to. I may end up plating some of this or doing something just to kind of give this a little bit more strength. But the sissy bar is kind of sitting by itself, and I got to make either 2 tabs off the sissy bar to grab these 2 holes to bolt the back of the seat, and the front of the seat is just using the regular setup all over again. So that's kind of the look. I was playing with fenders. This one's too tight. I may be able to heat that up and make it work, but I want to try to find some chrome ones. But anyway, that's kind of the layout it's going with. Definitely not that back fender. That's just kind of sitting in there too. Watch out for that. All right. Now I can show you what I'm talking about. So there's the bare bones of it, and pretty much how it's going to lay out. I wanted to kick the shocks back to kind of give it that inline look with the sissy bar. I know it's not in line, but I was trying to do the best I can to travel that line down there. And it's going to be more like a muscle bike than like a regular motorcycle would be, just for the fact that I know a couple of guys have said you got to lower that back seat, but you can only lower it so far because your pedals are so close to it. So you got to be realistic with you know, where the pedals are and where your legs are. So that's about as far back and as low as I can go with it. And then again, we're gonna come off with some highway pegs that come out to here, and not right about there or something like that. That where you actually ride. So that's what's going on with that guy. Went yard sailing, like I said, and we didn't find all that much stuff. We did find a few things. These were $1 a piece, a couple of power strips, and some halogen bulbs. The only thing I'm wondering if halogen, like these style bulbs, are dimmable. Yeah, we're gonna find out. And what else do we get? That bike was in the free pile. It's nothing special. So it's like a Walmart special, but I just want it for bits and pieces to cut up and make stuff out of. And that little bike right there, I think I paid $5 for it. I was thinking of taking the center link. I did this on the trike also, the help add to the front suspension. I put one of them on there and kind of gave it like a Springer front end look, so I may be stealing that little tiny shockies over off of that and stick it on the front of the bike there. And not to be outdone, there was for $1 a piece was this little Chinese 2,000 watt generator. Looks like it's been sitting out in the mud and the crud, and it has. And this chainsaw, each of them again being $1 a piece. I figured I'd as far as the generator goes, I'll start with that. He told me he broke the thing off the bottom of the carburetor, which he did right there. Of course, my phone's ringing. So I just got to dig up a carburetor for that, and this should go back to no problem. I already started up, dumped some fuel in it, fires right up, and I had a light plugged in it, and the light did power up. So that will be working out good, because the one at the cabin got stolen this past winter, and the one at the cabin was a 2-stroke, and I hated it. So in a weird way, I'm glad to see it's gone, but just got to get a carburetor for this. If anybody knows what to look up for on this carburetor, or does it look familiar like something else I can go find on eBay, please speak up. It should be fairly cheap. It's a cheap generator. I think the generator is probably $200 at like Harbor Freight kind of thing. But I also grabbed this chainsaw. Looked like it's in about the same condition, and you know, left out in the crud. But I opened a gas tank, and it had no gas in it, and I was going to use it for the clutch. These have a little clutch in it, kind of like your scooters do and whatnot. There you can kind of see it. So I was going to go fabricate a sprocket onto that and use that clutch for those two motors back there, like I talked about on the other video. The fact being that those motors run at a high, they idle at like 2,000 RPM, whereas if you get a clutch for like a yeah, like a Briggs & Stratton or your regular mini bike, those motors top out at 3,800 RPM. So the clutch kind of has to match the RPM range. So I was thinking about doing that, but fortunately, however you want to say it. So I put gas in this thing. So now what? I can't junk the chainsaw. So it's a keeper now, and well, it's a flipper anyway. So I'll probably flip that and put that out in front of the house for sale for 40 bucks or so. And just one last thing I got was this old coffee can, probably from the 50s, and it would have a key tab on the top that you ripped off, and then that had a little metal band that you twisted off, and it would separate the can. But I'm kind of thinking that looks something like a good air cleaner to me. So that's going to go in with the metal hoard of eclectic pieces that I have. Alright guys, what else I got going on? The only other thing I got going on too, coming on Monday, is you guys, one of the light blue VW buses I did a bunch of work on. I ended up picking that up. It's a 71 deluxe bus, 7-passenger or 9-passenger, not quite sure which one, but the owner of it is has tired of it, and the kids have been screwing around with it around his area. He lives in the city. He's been trying to sell it, but he's in the city on like a low traffic area, but a high people area. So he's just done with it, and he's selling it to me, and I'm probably going to do a cleanup on it and fix it up and sell that also. So you'll be seeing that. I'm going to go grab that on Monday again. Alright guys, again, thanks for watching, and hopefully this bike build keeps going and gets done sometime in the near future, and we'll go from there. Remember, anybody has any information on that carburetor, give me a shout so I can get this thing up and running. Alright guys, take care. Bye.